Presenting to you Green Tea with Zakki, a chit-chat with some of SmartQ's most celebrated people who have explored, evolved and emerged into leaders, influencers and champions in their roles. I am excited to play host with such extraordinary people who have done everything they can to build a name for themselves at SmartQ and also build SmartQ in the process. Stay tuned for Green Tea with Zakki and follow us on this evergreen journey with the extraordinary people of SmartQ. How does one go from being an app promoter to becoming a web lead? Well, let's find out from the guru himself on how he became the Raj of all things web at SmartQ. Welcome Gururaj to the 9th episode of Green Tea with Zakki. It's a pleasure and honor to have you on set. And we look forward to learning from you on your superb successful journey at SmartQ. And your name itself means Chief Master. So we look forward to being enlightened in this set and in this episode from all the learnings you could provide to us, and look forward to sharing these wonderful stories that have played a big role in your life at SmartQ over the last 7-8 years. So are you excited to get started?
Yes, excited. Little bit nervous.
Okay, that's cool. So whenever you're nervous, we all are family, we all look forward to just learning and enjoying the experience. And you can always take a sip of green tea to soothe your nerves and get started with giving us your best answers.
Sure.
Awesome. On that note, we're starting with the first segment of today's episode with Gururaj, which is basically to understand and uncover his journey at SmartQ, which will have a couple of questions to see how his journey has been and how he has basically played, explored, evolved and emerged at SmartQ. How can we start without having those 3 golden words mentioned on every episode? So let's get started with the first segment with Gururaj. So Guru, your first question is, back in 2015, when you joined SmartQ as an app promoter and handled diversified responsibilities starting from networking to testing the application, end-to-end and even customer support, what were those initial days like? So can you run us through those golden days, if I will?
Golden days. Yes. So when I actually started, I didn't know that I'm going to be a promoter. Okay, so initially I went into EGL. Okay, in full formal attire, assuming that it will be an interview, and then suddenly I was called to the food court. Okay, so that was a surprise. Then I went there, then got to know that okay, there is SmartQ and then people are promoting like this, and later I met Abhishek sir. Okay, he explained the vision. Okay, that imagine in a cricket ground there are thousands of people and everyone is using a SmartQ. So for me that itself was a very huge vision, very big vision. So that's when I thought, okay, let's do it. Okay, so I didn't actually ask what is going to be my nature of work. Okay. I'm like, okay, let's join this, mission, and then started with the promotion part. From the first day itself, since I was doing kind of an MLM before, so I, generally, I speak to a lot of people. So I used to engage with the people. So that was kind of a habit for me.
Got it.
So I started with that. And then slowly, so generally app promotion happens during the peak hours when people are, visiting the food court. So that is afternoon and evening mostly, and other time I was free. Then I started looking into the app, started playing around it, found some bugs. So whenever, Abhi sir's visit, cafeteria, then I used to tell him all these are the issues, then we have to fix all those things. Yeah. Then again, that became kind of a habit. So Abhi sir is expecting when he visits the food court, okay, Gururaj will give some bugs now. And then I used to, provide like these are the feedbacks, we got from the customers. And then we are having some problem with the network, all those things I used to tell. So that was fun initially. And later customer support, before that even networking was part of it. Yeah. So Abhi sir taught me, okay, from the basic, how a network network packet goes, and then how do you verify it. From basics, he started teaching me the things. Then
while you were a promoter, he was explaining these things as well.
Exactly.
So you're doing like a dual kind of a thing in between, is it? Like somewhat you could say that.
Yes, correct. So I started with that, and then again networking. Even Madhu, when at that time he has gone for his exams. So when he joined back, again we became a duo. So he knew these things before only. So he used to teach me during Abhi sir's absence. So I used to learn all those things, and then came the customer care. That is my favorite part, to be honest. Okay. So initial task was to basically contact all the people who have ordered in our app and then get their feedback. That
From
used
who
to
had
happen.
ordered from the app in EGL?
Yes, in EGL. So around 120, 150 people were there.
Okay.
I mean, for every day, I used to call them. Okay, it will be generally on weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Get their feedback, then work on that. We used to have a discussion again.
Yeah.
These are the main feedbacks, like that. And post that, I started handling their queries also. So that was a fun part altogether. So even when we started with Manyata also, me, Bhaskar, Nitin, Mahesh, Sharath, we all have to gather. We used to gather and we used to plan how do we give a very good support to the customers. So whenever they are coming up with the query, we used to list down, okay, these are the common queries. So we should be ready to answer these first. Let's say if they are not getting the OTP because of the network issues, how do we answer it fast? So these kind of small enhancements we used to do internally in terms of operations. So that was really fun. And again, internally we had a kind of a goal, me, Nitin and Madhu especially, that whenever there is a query, we should somehow address that within 5 minutes, whatever time it is.
Like query as in a call, somebody calls for the thing?
They will put a message.
Okay.
In the support itself, that I'm facing this problem. So we used to get an email at that time. So we should be answering that in 5 minutes. And collectively, we did it so well that actually people started calling us Rajnikant because we were so fast.
Crazy.
So even in Play Store also, if we go through the all the feedbacks, there are some of them mentioned that their customer support is so good. We actually enjoyed that part a lot.
Crazy.
Yes.
Amazing. So basically you're doing multiple things besides being a promoter, learning on the job, figuring out hard way,
Yes.
speaking to consumers, addressing their feedback, getting things fixed, hot fixes as well happening on the side here and there. Everything put together was happening. Awesome. So that's your first year, maybe?
Yes, that was the first year.
First year. Awesome. So after your first year, after doing all of this, is when, so you were juggling many roles and responsibilities in your first year, and then you finally landed into core technology.
Yes.
Which I assume happened in the second year-ish times.
Yes.
So when and how did that happen from all of that prequel in the first year? How did this suddenly land upon you? Did you show interest or did it land to you? Did it come to you that you should consider this?
Okay. So to be honest, I was like, I did not think of I should be doing this. I did not plan my career as such at that time. I was like, whatever is required at that time for SmartQ. So we were all like that only. When me, Bhaskar, Nitin, okay, others, whoever were there at that time, we were, whatever is required, chalo, we used to roll our sleeves and then start doing it.
Yeah.
So we actually moved to our second office, which was there in Malleshwaram. So one day randomly Abhishek sir told that, okay, you're good with the logic, so why don't you try the technology part. Okay, he started actually teaching me the basics of HTML, JavaScript and CSS, which are required for web development. So I guess I picked up strongly very fast.
Right.
That's when he started teaching me more and more things. He used to give a lot of examples. He used to explain the things so beautifully that I was like, okay, let's do it.
Nice.
So that was the initial part of getting into technology. And every time my nature is like, I'm very much interested. I'll start asking a lot of questions. So Abhi sir is also like, he's so humble, okay, and he's so knowledgeable that he used to explain me in detail everything.
Patiently and
Exactly.
cohesively.
And his way of explaining is completely different. Even anybody can understand. Even though there is a high technology, okay, which is very complicated, he put it in so layman words that everyone can understand. So initially that was the reason to trying to understand the technology was easy for me. So then the journey continued.
Amazing.
That's when I actually landed in tech.
Okay, so this training and this whole learning took like how many months? Was it like a 6-month thing did it continue for a year, or does it even continue till today? Because obviously he's a guru for the whole tech team, and does that learning still happen? Or just want to know how long was your initial learning for?
I don't remember. Like it's a journey.
Yeah.
It was like he used to teach me and he used to give some assignments. Why don't you do this? Why don't you try this? I used to do it, and then slowly he told that, why don't you build a dashboard? Okay. Then I started doing it. I used to get some challenges, and then again I used to go to him and understand I'm facing this challenge. Please help me. Then always Abhi sir was there. So it became kind of a journey only. Till now we are learning.
Yeah, it's an evolution. Learning never stops.
Exactly.
But, yeah, amazing. So you got into the technology side of the business eventually after all that learning. What were some of the initial projects that you worked on? And what were the outcome and experiences, especially in the first, second, third year of your time at SmartQ? Because those were like really setting up the business foundation. Some key clients had come in at that point and needed a lot of focused effort. And you had started building technology and being a part of it. So can you outline some of those projects?
Yes. So initially we had only, when it comes to web in specific, we were having only one dashboard where the menu can be uploaded, food court, restaurant, these kind of input can be given, but there was nothing related to the reports. So that was the first dashboard actually I built it on my own. That was, we used to call it as vendor dashboard. It's still there. It's still running.
Still exists.
Yeah, it's running.
Nice.
So in which basically all the reports, different sites of sales report, stock report, these kind of reports was there. That was one major thing. Apart from that, initially there were dashboards only, and then came Foodbook. That was a progressive web app. Initially, that came from a Compass. So that was our first project. We did it with Compass, which was a user-facing application.
Web app for people to use it in their corporates.
Yes, yes. So yeah, these were the two things initially I started with. Later there were so many dashboards we started building, and we have our own time to eat PWA. So there are many projects right now.
And the vendor dashboard is called vendor dashboard itself, or does it have a name? Like, is it a specific?
Yeah. We when it comes to naming in specific, we were like, okay, what problem it solves? Okay, we are giving reports to the vendors. Okay, in that they can see. Let's call it as vendor dashboard.
Nice.
And there was something called as e-dashboard also. Yeah, there was like that only. There were many reports.
Nice. On this note, I would like to pause and actually make a special mention for Gururaj from coming in as an app promoter to learning on the job and evolving his career and picking up skills while plying his trade at work to building a vendor dashboard that still exists today is huge, and it has built the foundation for this company. So I think we should give him a round of applause for building this, which still exists as a platform.
Thank you.
So that's amazing to know, Guru, like a lot of new things that we are picking up in this conversation. But of course, things progressed huge in terms of the kind of work technologies that came in at SmartQ. So we would like to know, over the years, SmartQ's technology and approach to ease user experience has evolved by leaps and bounds, of course. So what, according to you, are some of the major technological changes that have helped us in curating exceptional cafeteria experiences? From the time you came, how you've seen it evolve, if you could mention the new technologies as well that we've applied and adopted to. So that would be helpful for our people to know as well, like in terms of what we use to build our technologies.
Okay. So initially, we had the app. Even before I joined, Abhi sir had already built that app. Okay. So what we actually noticed is we used to focus on user experience most of the time.
Yeah.
So whatever was required at that point of time, so we started getting the feedbacks from the users. And then we used to build the features on top of it only.
Yeah.
Like for example, if I have to tell you, once person places an order, he has to show the order ID.
Correct.
Okay. During the peak time of cafeteria, there will be a lot of people. When he's actually showing, the person who is on the other side, the cashier, he can't see it. So what we used to do is again, okay, let him flip the phone. Okay, then give it as a landscape in landscape mode. Make all these things bigger, so that from even far away distance he can see and he can collect the food.
Right.
So mainly our focus was user experience. In terms of that, we actually did really well. Along with that, during that point of time, what used to happen is we were exploring different markets. So one was Eat Street, if you have heard about it. That was basically tap and go solution. So you will be given an NFC card, okay, and that will be a postpaid solution. So Eat Street was kind of a hub of restaurants. There were, I guess, 16 restaurants were there. Okay, there was a single check-in and check-out.
Okay, this was in Bangalore, Eat Street Bangalore.
Yeah, in Koramangala. So you can just take the card and wherever you want to place the order, place it and tap it. You don't have to pay it.
Yeah.
And while coming out of that Eat Street hub, at that time you can at one time you can check out and then pay the money.
Got it.
In which again a lot of time was saved, lot of time hassle. So mainly all the people in restaurants, they can completely focus on food preparation rather than handling the cash, all those things.
Yeah.
And during that time still there was no UPI. So that's when we explored that market. And second was my favorite is a pub solution.
Pub solutions. Yeah.
So that was a fun part. So like this only, we were actually exploring a lot of markets.
Even the pub solution had the same bands, the NFC,
NFC bands like this only.
Yeah.
So while entering, they will just wear it, again place the order, just tap it. Because we started our pilot with a dance floor. So we can't give the NFC, tags as such, like card.
Correct.
So that's when we went ahead with the, bands. So that was again a fun part. At that time, maybe the market was not ready.
We were ahead of our time as well.
Yeah.
Maybe, and
so that was again a different market altogether. And then, slowly we were pitching it to Compass. And then we got our first project, that is in Shell. So that was again a crazy time. Whatever, Shell had a different set of rules required to basically implement the operations there.
This is in Shell India.
Shell India. So what will happen is there are thousands of employees, some money will be loaded in their wallet. So these kind of different rules were there, which was required for the finance part. So that customization in terms of reports, in terms of building the entire POS. At that time, Abhijit had taken the POS lead. So he used to build all those things.
Right.
So like this only, there were different variants we were actually looking for. And collectively, if I have to say, that's when we realized that, okay, customization should be our key. So even if you see now also, every country has different set of rules, different set of features they need actually.
Correct.
That's when we build it and give it. So on high level, if you see our app, there is only one, maybe a login button is there. But in different countries, there are different features like that.
Yeah.
It's the same application. So the same goes with all our products.
Right.
Whichever you take, like, a kiosk, if you take that also, IMD and KMS, like kitchen management system, I have to tell in. Sorry. So generally in our everyday term, this is how we speak, like
correct.
KMS, which is kitchen management system, intelligent menu display. So in all our products, it's like that only. Customization is the key.
So was Shell like the aha eureka moment for SmartQ in a certain way?
Oh yes.
That was the game changer.
Yes.
And you were heavily involved in that project, like in terms of the website of things, like, or how was your role in that?
Yeah, because it had, customized reports required for Shell.
Right.
So that was one. And at that time, I used to handle a bit of backend also. And Abhijit was there. And Sharan was handling the app side. And Abhi sir used to overlook everything. And I guess it's January 1st, we had to launch. Okay. And we were having very few days. I don't remember the exact date. It was a financial, starting of the financial year for them.
Yeah.
So that's when we had to, get the things up before that particular date. So, and once we did it, everyone were really happy.
Amazing. So I'm sure 31st of that night would have not been a party. It would have been working towards that goal of getting it executed at Shell.
Yes, it was a crazy night.
Yeah.
But we used to enjoy every time.
Yeah.
So that's been there in our genes only. Like whenever there is some problem, there is always fun.
Yeah.
So our focus will be solving it.
Yeah.
But in that meanwhile, whenever we are solving it, that time we used to have a lot of fun.
Amazing. Work hard, play harder, as they
Yes.
say. So I think that applies to SmartQ. I think we get our stuff done. When it comes to enjoying, we take it to an all new level.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. So do you want to add anything more to that, or should I move to the next in terms of?
I guess, that's all I can think of right now.
Fair enough. So you just spoke about the technologies we built, we implemented, we did like the phases of how we went from a pub solution, we went to aggregated each street market and then moved to different areas. So at this juncture, today sitting here, what do you feel going forward could be some of the crucial developments, solutions or technologies that we will be working on, and how do you think we can benefit from these changes? Because a lot of new things have come in the market. We've done Flutter Flow and Flutter workshops, plus different AI tools have come in. So how do you see this synergy helping us, or what do you think we will be, what do you think we will be implementing as well in our work processes?
Okay. So on high level, our theme is basically sustainability. That even, Compass has understood that this is required. We have to focus on that. When it comes to technology in specific, one will be the Flutter. Okay. That is basically a cross-platform framework. Okay. Using which you can actually build the application. Like you can code once and you can deploy it in different, platforms like iOS, Android, web, and Mac OS, Windows, like this. So that is one thing in terms of technology will be a boom. Okay. that we are actually slowly we are adopting. We are moving towards that.
So that become the core of everything? Will that become the, like in technical terms, I can't put it the best way, but would that be like the foundation or the
in
setup?
terms of front end, yes.
Front end, okay.
Front end, whatever you see in terms of like Android, iOS and web applications all put together, even Windows also in the future. Okay, once the technology evolves, okay, Flutter is also slowly, they are also evolving.
Yeah.
So once it evolves to a certain stage, even Windows will also be a part of it. That is .NET. Okay. So all of them will be adopting, and that will become the future. If I have to say, in terms of progress internally, mainly we'll be focusing on automation. So there are many things when it comes to automation. It can save a lot of time for us and give the entire product a lot of stability. So that will bring a lot of trust with our clients. So that's when we are focusing more and more on automation. So when I say automation means whichever work right now we are doing manually, maybe some of the deployment part, some of the testing parts. So everything will be completely automated, so that we focus on the next generation concepts.
Got it.
Kind of maybe let's imagine using the vision technology. Okay, we'll be able to recognize a lot of things, like whoever is coming in the cafeteria, going out,
right,
the head count basically. Okay, and the second thing is, let's say imagine right now what we are doing is, let's say if there is a buffet and you collect the food and show it to the cashier, what he's actually doing is he's looking into your food and then billing it to you. If you can automate that part, where using the vision technology, that is one thing. And let's say right now, in cafe, supermarket especially. Okay, what happens is whenever you pick up the stuffs, at last how the billing will be done, it is using a scanner.
Correct.
So imagine if everything is handled via that, where you collect the food and there is a scanner below and you just pass it and the billing will be done.
Fantastic.
So that's how what we can do is basically that manpower which we were using it as a cashier role, for the cashier role, maybe we can utilize it for a different purpose altogether.
Redeploy it for something more impactful from a consumer
maybe for a table serving,
yeah.
where the employee can actually get it delivered. So these kind of things we'll be mainly focusing on.
Got it. Amazing. That's like some really cutting edge stuff. It looks like that's going to be happening for us in the near future.
Yes.
And of course, on that note, I would like to talk about the vision of sustainability that Guru just outlined, where we'd be building solutions and our focus would be on providing choices for consumers that are good for them and also for the planet. And that's what SmartQ will be working towards very strongly on the international business front, plus our Indian markets, to kind of look at the earth and the benefits for the planet as whole into our business. So that's something which Guru spoke about. I just thought I'll touch upon that for people who are new here today, who would want to know like where SmartQ is heading in terms of vision as well. So on that note, it brings me to the last and final question of the first segment, which is, what is your fondest memory of working at SmartQ? And if you could speak about that one or two moments that really made you feel special, or made you feel like, wow, this is home, this is my place.
Oh, like that, there are many. I mean,
top three then, if there are many, top three would help.
Just give me a moment to
absolutely.
See, it will always be mix of professional and personal things when it comes to us. There are many actually. That's what even I'm not able to give a priority to that.
With the top one, let me play the prompt here and probably give you inspiration to an answer. Would the prompt be anywhere? Maybe the Varanasi Organic Farms trip, because I remember you telling me that's your highlight in terms of a personal and professional visit. Would that be something you could look back and say, wow, this was insane?
That is the best trip of my year.
Yeah.
So initially I was like, okay, when it was planned, it is very far. So it took around, when we actually went, it took around 9-10 hours. Okay, we were like, oh, okay, it's too far.
Yeah.
Is it the right decision to go there? And the moment actually we entered, we actually got that vibe. Okay, we made a right decision. Coming here, because in terms of greenery, nature, it was amazing. The people there. Okay, we met Partha. Okay, absolutely. I can't forget. Even the entire family, his family. Okay, and after that, there are 2 lakes and tent house, and also tree houses. All those things. The way we enjoyed there. Even the Padma Shri awardee we met, Mr. Mahaling Naik. So that was epic. So that, yeah, I cannot forget that.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
So even if I get a chance, I would like to go there
Go
again.
again, absolutely.
Yes.
That's why I thought I'll bring it up, because I remember that I think this would be one of the things that ranked very highly for you and was a great trip for all of us. And for those who are wondering about this trip, some of you all might have been a part of it. So as part of the hackathon that was there last year, which was on the same vision of sustainability, we, the winners, were awarded a trip to Varanasi Organic Farms, where we had the chance to live sustainability in these farms and understand how it is to live amidst nature and enjoy the benefits of being in nature. And that's what Guru spoke about, and people who haven't gone there should definitely make a trip, should plan it out, and Guru's team members should actually get Guru to plan some with him, and who have not gone, and maybe he could probably plan this out with you guys, because it was really a very interesting and inspiring trip for all of us. I guess no better way to end the first segment speaking about sustainability and the kind of benefits it brings and how it inspires you to look at living differently. So on that note, let's bring an end to the first segment of today's episode, Green Tea with Zakki featuring Guru. Let's have a round of applause for him, for his journey and his success so far. Alright, so we are back with the second segment of today's episode with Gururaj. He just ran us through his amazing journey of his 7 to 8 years at SmartQ, which have been excellent for us to learn about. Now it's time to turn the tables and put him on the spot and see whether he can take the test of these questions that have been curated by the SmartQ family and mostly his team members who are sitting and waiting for this moment to see what he's going to answer for these questions. So there are 21 questions, which I think is the maximum we've got so far, if I'm not wrong. And it just shows your popularity and the kind of things people want to know from you. So we'll really look forward to some really great answers from you.
I'll try my level best.
Yeah, and your answers here could be, it's not a rapid fire, but they could be quick and fast and have an element of fun wherever you feel needed.
Sure.
So the first question, what are some of the skills that help you to be an effective technical lead?
Mainly decision making. Okay, and I can actually predict the things which are far away at this moment only. Those are the things. And when it comes to team, I had handled a team before joining the SmartQ itself. So I had learned many things there.
Got it.
Okay. So yeah, I guess these are the main things. And yeah, in terms of technology, yeah, we will have to keep on learning the things. So that learning attitude, I guess. Yeah.
So when you say predict things, are you also able to predict which team members pull off a leave suddenly and is going to go and ask for a leave request or take a sick leave suddenly, or can you predict these things as well? After being here for 7-8 years, has that energy?
Yeah,
it's happened.
Yeah. One thing, if there is any outing, next day.
Oh, that's
now we have come to that agreement that on that evening itself we'll discuss. Okay, should we go to office? No. Okay. We'll stay at home, and some people will be like, they'll come and tell that, bro, okay, I'll be like, okay, got it.
Got it.
So you take the leaves.
Nice. What is your most used productivity hack?
Most used productivity hack. I can't tell that now.
Okay.
Then it will be, it will not be a secret anymore.
But it would help us a lot to understand how we could become more productive. So if there's something that you could touch upon the surface at least.
Maybe scheduling meeting for us, myself.
Scheduling meeting for yourself.
Because my calendar was blocked all the time. So I was not getting time to work.
Oh, okay. So you just randomly set up meetings with yourself. So people think you're actually in a meeting.
So that, yeah.
Okay, nice. I think we should all start applying that and figure it out. If you could change one thing about your life, what would it be?
Never thought about that. I accept the things the way they are.
Okay.
So nothing in specific, no.
Spoken like a true guru. What more would a guru have said? He would have said acceptance is a way, acceptance leads to liberation, just to add on to that answer. So I guess nothing, and you accept the things that come.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could quickly and easily learn a new skill, what would that be?
New skill. Playing keyboard.
Oh, okay. And
because I've been thinking that from last Rista event only.
Okay.
That I should learn it, but I'm not getting enough time, or things are not aligning to learn that part.
Maybe you could plan it this next 2-3 months, and in the next Rishta event, maybe you could perform on stage.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Let's see.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do on the weekends?
Watching shows.
Watching shows.
Yes. See,
But by
series.
the kind of laughter that came in the audience, I feel there's something more which you're not able to.
We should ask them only.
Okay. Anybody from the audience wants to prompt? Okay. If you could have a career in anything other than your current job role, what would that be and why?
It would be in defense.
Defense.
Yes, because I was a lot of fond of that.
Okay.
Just that, my family did not agree to that, so I did not. I mean, I understood. Okay, they'll not allow me to do those things, and situations were not actually in my favor to go for that.
Okay. Fair enough. What's the worst pickup line that you've ever heard of?
Ever heard of?
Or that you also ended up using once and you thought that what the hell was I thinking to use such a pickup line?
That actually
That
heard of actually made my thing easy.
Like somebody used it on you?
I'm still thinking. I mean, generally I won't. I mean, recall those things. Worst pickup line. I can't recall anything in specific. No?
But it happened. Somebody used some pickup line on you and you thought it was really good.
No one actually used the pickup
But you
line on
heard
me.
somebody using it and you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it's actually Nikhil's only.
Oh. Okay. We'll take it from Nikhil later.
Yeah.
Do you have any funny stories about your co-workers?
Oh yeah, there are many.
Maybe care to narrate one or two? The short
So there is a scenario with food ordering. So that happened at Abhijit's place. So what happened is we actually Abhijit actually placed the order in I guess Swiggy, Zomato, one of them. I guess Zomato, yeah, using Rahul's phone. Okay, and he got a call. So Abhijit started talking to him. Now Rahul is confused because Abhijit got on his phone, but he has placed the order from Rahul's phone.
And Abhijit got a call on his phone.
Yes, and he has been speaking from past 5-10 minutes.
Okay,
and telling that person that भैया ऊपर आ जाओ करके, and we are all wondering. Then we are telling him, भाई तुम्हें कैसे call आया? And then we started thinking, oh, I guess there is a glitch in the system itself. How is that possible that they called Abhijit's number
while it was booked on Rahul's phone?
Exactly. So we started thinking that, and then after some time, Rahul got the food, and Abhijit is still talking. And then he is like, "Bhaiya, upar aa jana." And we told him that we have already got the food, and then he asked him, "Bhaiya, aap kaun ho?" And he is like, "Bhaiya, main Uber ka hu." So that was a Uber guy. So Abhijit is, I guess, the first person who called a Uber driver to his home. And after some time, no, it won't end there.
Okay.
Then after some time, Ashwin calls him and tells that, Abhijit, मैं तुम्हारे phone से Uber book किया हूँ. So can you imagine? Abhijit booked, Zomato from Rahul's phone, but Ashwin again from his phone. And then Abhijit is like, हाँ ठीक है, अभी तुम्हारे पास भेज देता हूँ. And then immediately Ashwin called and told. Actually, in meanwhile, Abhijit told that, भैया, actually, the location is wrong. मैं अभी update कर देता हूँ करके. And then he started going that side, the driver. And Ashwin called and told, भाई उसको cancel कर देना, मैंने auto book किया हूँ.
Okay.
So that was a hilarious moment at that time. So in that 10 minutes, whatever happened, that was very funny.
So much confusion in 10 minutes.
Yes.
So this was a tech team party kind of an event.
Yes.
Was Nikhil also part in that event?
No, he was not there.
Talking about confusion, I'm sure
there.
he would have had something to do with it.
That time he was not there.
Okay. What is the weirdest food combination that you have tried so far?
Yeah. So, a milk cake.
Milk cake.
Yeah.
Milk
A cake. It's a milk cake only, no? Generally, whichever you get outside, in any stalls, the white color one, that cake. Dipped in maza.
Oh, dipped in maza. Okay. How did that turn out to be?
It was not that good.
Not that good.
Yeah. and I made my wife Payal to eat that also. I got
Okay.
nice scoldings.
Nice. She'll be reminded of this and maybe recall the scoldings again. Just
Every
for that,
time.
Every time.
Every time.
So whenever this milk comes home, she'll remember the story of milk cake with maza, and there's an opportunity. What is your guilty pleasure?
Can you elaborate?
Like, what is something you will do even though you know it's not good for you? Like maybe you'll binge watch
Yeah,
something.
it's actually binge watching.
Oh, that's your
So if it is a suspense thriller, then I can't stop.
you can't stop.
Yeah, that becomes my weakness. That's when I'll look into the trailer. I'll show it to Payal also.
Uh-huh.
Then she'll be like, "Agar tum ye dekhna start karoge, then no,
So you'll
you'll
keep
not
watching
stop it." Yes.
and then you'll predict your own sick leave next day. Cool. If you had to change something in SmartQ, what would it be?
Change in SmartQ.
You just looked at Manu for a second.
Change as in kind of a replacement? Or?
No. Anything you feel like this could be brought into SmartQ, this could be a good change, or change something that is there.
Change in SmartQ. There is always an evolution, but never thought from that angle.
Okay.
Change.
It could be something small and simple, like you feel this could be really good for us. Or
Oh yeah, I have one in mind. So every time I see a lot of cans there, water cans. If possible, we can install a water purifier here only.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. That's a good one. Satish, if you're listening. Cool. Now is the tricky question that not many have answered, and I've kind of tried to wait the answer or be diplomatic. The question is, who is your favorite person at Smart?
It will be diplomatic answer.
Okay.
Everybody's
How
favorite
diplomatic
actually.
is it?
Everybody's favorite.
Everybody's
Yes,
favorite. No
yes.
specific person.
No, there are many favorites. That's why.
Who's your favorite colleague from your team? At least this you could answer. This is
My team favorite colleague from my team. Again, everyone. It's been 8 years, so we are gelled so much that it's nothing like okay. I like him more. Like that. So it's everyone.
okay. Fair enough. What cloud will your children talk about? The one in the sky or the one we store data on?
Both actually, but mainly the one which stores the data.
Oh, that
Yes.
will be the okay. So tech grooming will
No,
start
that will be
early.
the future, I feel.
Future.
Yes.
What if you were a new joiner in SmartQ? How would your approach be, or how would you feel now? Because when you joined, it was all just starting off. But now, obviously, a new joiner in SmartQ has a totally different experience as opposed to what you guys went through. So how would it feel now if you had to come in, and how would you feel in terms of a career or a place at work?
So I assume I had seen multiple companies. So this was maybe 4th or 5th company, maybe. Okay. So I would be very happy looking at the people and the culture. That would be the main thing, because
Good
with
one,
that
yeah.
comes the peace of mind
Yeah,
for me, and that is most important. The other things, anyways, we can learn.
yeah.
But these are the external factors which actually matter a lot.
Absolutely. No, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
How much food is too much food after 8 p.m.?
How much food is too much food after 8 p.m.?
And maybe you could tell us what is this question, what is it supposed to mean?
No, generally when we gather, okay, this like the one I said in Abhijit's place, like this only when we actually gather, we actually, order a lot of food. How much? I can't tell. It'll be like we first order. Okay, it sometimes it becomes like okay, order starters, and then ordered main course, and then desserts,
Oh, at different batches, is it?
and at last milkshakes also.
Oh, milkshakes also.
Yes.
Oh. So there's never too much food basically. There's always
Yes.
need more food.
Yes.
Being a food tech company, I think that defines us. We always want to. If you were to produce a movie, what would the title be?
Produce a movie. See the future. See the future right now.
See the
Maybe
future
something
right
like
now.
that. Yeah.
Moving on to a bit of more controversial question. I don't know if it is, but have you applied for a job through an anonymous email while working in SmartQ?
No.
No. Okay. I don't know how this question came and how it was formed, but that was the question. Okay. Which person at the office inspires you the most?
Again, there are many.
Okay. But maybe here you could name 2, 3 because that would help other people who are new also, find inspiration in these people that way.
Okay. So when it comes to me, I'm not like, follow just one person. I generally follow their quality. So one person, if they are good at something, for example, I like, Nitin's leadership. Okay, the way he leads the team, the way he, applies his thought process. So that is from him. Okay, when it is thinking hatke, it becomes Abhijit. And Abhishek sir, passion for tech. And when it comes to Keshav, clarity of thought. And when it comes to Bhaskar, a lot of helping nature. Okay, and when it comes to Rahul, it's like not taking any offense. So like this, there are many. I generally follow the
Qualities. Nice. That was really good. Like you were able to, you look up to different people with different qualities, and that inspires you. And nice. All right. One favorite movie dialogue or quote you live by?
Movie dialogue. That is from 3 Idiots.
And the dialogue is?
Excellence का पीछा करो, success झक मार के पीछे आ जाएगी.
Nice. All right. So this is the last question. You have been the most logical person we have come across. What made you become this way? Does it work well personally as well?
I don't. I mean, I've been logical. I guess. I mean, I was logical, but that logical mind triggered because of Abhishek sir only. He used to think of scenarios. So when I actually observe him at that time, I used to understand a lot of things. Then I guess that triggered a lot of logical mind. So whenever I'm thinking, it will be logical. But when it comes to personal life, it's always a mix of both, emotion and also logical. You can't be, just be logical.
Nice.
So at home, it's always a mix of both. Yes, all the time.
Spoken like a true guru again. You couldn't have said that better. Obviously, at home, it's mix of both. You have to play multiple emotions and you have to balance yourself. And then logic at work, and that drives you to solving problems and bringing solutions. Which brings us to the end of the second segment with Gururaj. So round of applause to celebrate his journey and also the lighter side which he brought through some of these answers. Awesome. So we finally come to the third segment of this episode with Gururaj, which is a different segment which we have never done before. And let's see how he takes it and let's see what kind of answers he comes up with. So Guru, this segment is called Code Cuisine, basically where we are looking at an element of both food and technology. So your team has put down a couple of tools and languages or whatever technically that you would call it, and you have to come up with food terms to explain the usage of these tools.
Okay.
You got the understanding of this segment?
One example, is it possible?
Yeah, maybe I'll mention a tool name and you could do it. I don't have an exact example, but there are a list of tools or languages or programs or functions which are technically put down, and you'll have to explain this if you are explaining it using food language. Explain it in the food way.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, you have to explain it in the simplest of terms so that any person with no technical knowledge can interpret it. So whatever you're describing should be so simply put down in the food way that people can say, oh, this is what it means, and they feel like they've learned something new in technology today. Ready?
Sure.
Okay. So the first one, a tool or a system or process, whatever it is data migration. How do you explain data migration using food words or a way of how some food dish is made?
Data migration.
So for people, data migration is just like the name, taking the data from one place to another. Let's see how Guru can explain this through a food dish or a food preparation way.
Oh, this is really tricky. Data migration. I mean, I have a few things in mind, but I'm just figuring it out, which is the best one to explain.
Sure. This is tricky, so it could take some time.
Yeah. Data migration in terms of... Now I feel that I wish I knew cooking.
So what are the kind of dishes would you need, like taking something that is being prepared here and then put it into something else? So trying to give you some direction maybe.
Yeah. It was easier to just describe data migration. Now connecting the food has become challenge. I just told that, you know, from a warehouse where the food is already, I mean, not food, basically ingredients are all present, and you will have to ship it to a different cloud kitchens.
Okay.
Cloud kitchens where, you know, you take a portion of this, and whichever are required, just send it to this particular cloud kitchen.
Right.
Okay, because that cloud kitchen mainly focus on pizza, pasta, so only send these things to here. And let's say there is another cloud kitchen which prepares Indian dishes. Okay, send only, you know, mainly all the pulses. Okay, basmati rice, these kind of things, push it, you know, sorry, send it to that particular, you know, cloud kitchen. Maybe, yeah, that one.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see the judgment of this. Obviously, I'm not the best person, but the technology folk in the audience, maybe if it's satisfied, y'all can give a big round of applause if the answer satisfies y'all.
Variable pay.
So, cool. So I think we can move to the second one. The second one is deployments.
Deployments.
So deployments is the features that are to be developed in order to make it easier for the public. So how would you explain this using food words? So Aisha just gave some more guidance, saying like if you're making chocolate milkshake, you somewhat to what you said in the first example, use your chocolate powder and the milk and then mix it up and form a chocolate milkshake.
Yes.
So how would you do it for, what would you do for deployments? How would you describe deployments?
Deployment is something which we have already prepared. Okay, the food is already prepared, but it has to be, you know, serve it to customers. So that we can take the classic example of our cafeteria only, where the food is prepared. Okay, right now they have kept it in all the, you know, containers. And then when the customer comes and then you serve it, look, then, you know, the customer gets the experience of it. It's basically handed over to the customer, and then they'll start, you know, experiencing that.
Nice.
Maybe that one.
Fair enough. Let me leave it to the audience again. How satisfactory. I think this was really good. This was, I think, spot on. Like for a non-tech guy like me, I think I could understand this. Mainly, it reminds me of the cafeteria and the hunger right now. But yeah, it does a good job for it.
Shall we just tweak a little bit the rule that you will explain the word?
Yeah.
I mean, you'll tell the word, I'll describe it, and then you explain
Yeah, that works. Third one is hot fix.
Hot fix. Okay, what is the best way to describe it? Okay, so now you're having the food, okay, and then because of some incident you saw a cockroach.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now that, you know, the customer is telling that, okay, you know, he's screaming at you, he is obviously unwell. Or let's take a simpler example, you are a vegetarian but you got a chicken piece in that. Okay, something like that, which is you know, unpredictable things, okay, not expected. So now the customer is screaming at you, then you somehow make sure that, you know, you first calm the customer and then you give him a replacement, okay, which is actually expected.
Got it.
So that would be hot fix. Now can you explain that?
So hot fix is basically when errors are happening or when the application is facing major crashes, like critical issues, which you need to fix urgently. So now, based on this description and Guru's description, do you all feel it was just justified? So round of applause for us. I think that was a brilliant answer again. The next one is POC.
Okay. So let's say that, you know, a chef comes and tells you that, you know, I've got a new dish, you know, in my mind. Okay. So, you know, using all these combinations, I can actually prepare this, which will be more, you know, tastier, and it's kind of an, you know, invention. Okay, that's when, you know, we'll go ahead and tell him that, okay, you know, prepare, you know, once, okay, and serve it to us. We'll taste it and then let you know.
Okay. Cool. So that was Guru's explanation. What I have here is proof of concept, creating a sample before taking it live as a project. So if that answer of his satisfied the audience, round of applause again. All right. The fifth one is ADO or ADO or ADO.
Okay.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but
So, so in our food operations, what we generally do is we prepare the menu for our clients, for maybe next week or next month like that, and we like I'll take an example of spreadsheet for now. We'll put it on the, let's say, spreadsheet that okay, on this particular day for this client we are going to serve all these dishes.
Yeah.
So something like that.
Okay, so it's like a planner, is it? Like a
Yes,
menu engineering
it's
thing?
actually a dashboard.
It's a dashboard which plans things for you.
Yes.
Okay. So here I have written tracker issue. That's all is written here. But let's see what it is. Is it what Guru said strong enough and it works? There is agreement with the audience. Round of applause. Can we hear that? The last one, null pointer exception.
Oh. Null pointer exception can be the cockroach example.
Okay.
Yes. It is like something which is, something which is completely unpredictable, has come to your plate, okay, and you can't basically have food because of that.
Okay.
You cannot have it unless it is replaced.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's like a blocker.
It's a blocker. So
It's a blocker.
Okay. So somebody who's looking forward to eat a meal cannot eat that meal because there's something so wrong with that
Yes,
meal. That's
yes.
your answer. Okay. There's something written here too long, which I'm sure I'm not going to be able to understand. But I'll just leave it to the audience to finally accept and agree whether that was right and give a round of applause to close it out. Okay. Awesome. On that note, Guru, we finished the last and final segment with you. It was an absolute pleasure having you on the set. I've known you as a person over the last 15 months now, and it's a true experience for anybody to have a conversation with you. So this was a total experience for me, and I'm extremely delighted that we could finally feature you on Green Tea with Zakki. Look forward to many more years of success for you at SmartQ and more collaboration in the future. On that note, I would like to hand over the Green Tea hamper to you to celebrate your journey and success at SmartQ.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Guru.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Guru.
You and the entire your team. Thank you so much for having me here.
Awesome. On that note, we come to an end of the 9th episode of Green Tea with Zakki featuring Gururaj. It was a total honor to have him on the set. We look forward to revealing his video soon, and people can enjoy this journey and this conversation when it's rolled out on social media. Before we come back for the next episode, the 10th episode, we look forward to having our conversations with Guru on social media, and so that you guys can enjoy it. And there'll be a lot of teasers and fun segments that you all can, share, like, subscribe, and share with your audiences and profiles on LinkedIn or whatever platform works. Awesome. On that note, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.